All right, here we are in Colorado. It's about 90 degrees today and I just got home. Got to have something good. I don't want to heat the house up too much and want to use kind of what we have left over. We picked up some avocados in a group of 5 avocados. It looks like, well, we got to use some avocados because they all seem to get ripe about the same time. I've got some shrimp left over in the fridge. Avocados, shrimp. I've got some tomatoes. Hey, let's try to make some ceviche. What do you think? So if you've ever had ceviche, you know one thing. Ceviche is really good. The importance of freshness with ceviche really can't be underscored. So in order to make it, what I have here in Colorado, we don't necessarily get live shrimp, but we do get frozen shrimp. The brand I use is Sandbar. You can get that King Supers, occasionally Sprouts will have it, but it's from the Gulf. It's sweet shrimp. And I never use the pre-cooked shrimp because, well, let's face it, usually people overcook the shrimp. We're going to talk a bit about that today, make sure we can do it right. So right now, what I'm doing is I'm using cold water to thaw the shrimp out, and then we're going to take the shell off, cut it to size, and we're going to take, as you can see, I have the shells off the shrimp. It's important that when you're working with frozen shrimp that you thaw it out with cold water if you're going to use water. Water will help do it in a fast manner because I don't know about you, we've got other things to get done during our day. Like I need to go for a walk, need to take the dogs walking, maybe the boys need to get out and do some things. And so have a knife, have a cutting board, make things so you can do it neatly and organized and quickly. With the ceviche, we want the shrimp to be bite-sized. We don't want the shrimp to like be the biggest thing because it's going to be about the freshness. It's going to be about the taste of the avocado, the onion, and everything coming together to just make a cultural dish that speaks summer. Who doesn't like summer, you know? You can go outside, and we need to enjoy this because things in our society right now are a bit limited. Everything seems like it's stressful. So we're going to make something light that you enjoy and that's going to be packed full of flavor. All right, here we have an avocado knife. My wife picked this up from Pampered Chef. It has a tilted tip that's going to be fantastic for fishing out the pit. Our ripe avocados should cut smoothly and evenly, and you just work around and score it and then twist. Now, we want to use things in bite sizes, right? So either you can fish an avocado out or you can go ahead and score it ahead of time and just go ahead and drop it evenly right into the bowl, okay? I like to set my fresh ingredients out separately. This way you can choose the timing when you begin to incorporate the entire dish and really get the flavors to be in the palate that you want them to be. Good. So when I use tomatoes in summertime cooking, I really like to use the Roma tomatoes. You can see how clean they cut. There aren't a lot of loose seeds. And I do want a little bit of firmness when we're talking about the ingredients when we incorporate it with more hearty, dense ingredients. I don't want the tomato to just kind of fall apart and be the ruin of everything and just make the ceviche something that's wet and something that will be less enjoyable. So as you can see, ends off, stack, dice, slice. Easy way in order to get lots of small pieces for a beautifully incorporated dish. So this right here is probably the most controversial ingredient for ceviche, but we're going to do it. We're going to put some onion in there. Lop the ends off like so. And then what I do is I like to score the exterior, get the knife in there, and then this outside layer, I'm just going to peel it off anyway. And then that'll preserve the inside to be used, and it's all firm, clean, and in its glory. Look how easy that was to clean. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to score this into kind of wedge slices. And then what we're going to do is we're going to just bisect the wedges. That way you've got something big to work with. Nobody likes ingredients that are so small that they disappear and are unnoticed in your ceviche. Very good. So one of the best ingredients that I think we have here in Colorado is the green chilies we get. These particular chilies I picked up from Kroger's, which is King Soopers here, are from Hatch. It's an area down close to the Colorado-New Mexico border. And their chilies are just flavorful. They get the right amount of sun and the right amount of moisture every year to just come out with a flavor that's unique to them and that you can incorporate into so many different dishes. Now, you notice I'm wearing gloves. That's because before, as I said in a previous video, I didn't learn my lesson. I didn't want my hands to go numb in the middle of the night, and I want to make sure that I'm doing things safely, especially if other people are watching. Okay. Right, so I went ahead and I cut up the Hatch chili peppers. I deveined them, I removed the seeds so they're going to be tolerable. And then this is a green pepper. What we need to do with this is we need to cut down the spine here and remove all of the white that we can, because that white part on the green bell pepper is what can actually turn it kind of bitter in flavor. And when we're working with something that's going to be as sweet and delicious as ceviche, we don't want any bitterness in there. Just like our relationships, we want to keep them positive and sweet. Very good. So, as I talked about before, what we've done here is we've got some chili peppers from Hatch, and I'm going to go ahead and just put some oil on them, and we're going to roast the peppers, okay? We're going to roast the peppers, we're going to get some nice coloration on them, and we're going to really soften them up so things can move forward. Shrimping is getting up to temperature. I'm going to show you my secret weapon with shrimp. It's called coconut oil. Now I picked this up at King Soopers. It's the Kroger brand. What I like about this is it tends to keep its freshness and it doesn't go rancid very quickly. So we're seeing this melt in here. That's a good sign that the temperature is going the direction we want. 3, 2, 1. So here we have our shrimp. We're going to go ahead and add it to the coconut oil. Ooh. As you can hear that, it's starting to cook. Now with the shrimp, we don't want to overcook it because shrimp will lose its sweetness if you overcook it. And it'll taste more like shoe leather than what you want shrimp to taste like. Now, I love using cast iron because some of the seasoning from cooking other things will come out and enhance the flavor, richness, and profile of the shrimp. Now, we need to add some salt. For this, we're going to use some kosher salt. I normally don't use kosher salt with shrimp unless I want to kind of set it apart as an ingredient itself. And then we're just going to go ahead and pepper. Use a pepper mill here. Just give a little bit of a pow. Let's check on our green peppers here, our Hatch green chilies. And as you can see, they're starting to roast and get that just roasted caramel appearance. It's going to be fantastic. We're going to flip them and then we're going to go ahead and pull them and then cut them. All right, let's take a look at the shrimp here. As you can see, it's starting to get firm and pink. We don't want it to get too pink because that means it's overdone and then you lose the good flavor of the sweetness of the shrimp. Okay, always return seafood to clean bowls. Never return shellfish that was raw to an unclean bowl. Never use that same bowl again or else you could be in trouble. Stop it. As you can see, we have our roasted chilies. They look absolutely fantastic. The reason you roast them is to bring out some of the depth of the flavor, but it can also tame the heat a little bit. sometimes with these chilies, you can have one pepper that is just sweet, and then all of a sudden you bite into the other, and then you wonder if you did something wrong that day that the universe is repaying you for. So right here, this is what we have. We have some cilantro here. It's important to get rid of the stems. And when you're working with fresh herbs and ingredients, you really want to incorporate those kind of after everything else, because you don't want the structure necessarily to break down in the comings and goings of what's going on. As you can see, I've added the shrimp here. I've got everything incorporated into a big bowl because, well, big bowls are kind of like family. They're open on the top, and you can create memories, you can share freely, anything that's inside that bowl. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to go ahead, add a little bit of garlic. All right, now we need to just add a little bit of olive oil. We're going to start stirring here. When you stir, you want to dig down deep. I've got the onions, the tomato, and the avocado underneath all the shrimp and the cilantro. We're going to add some more salt here in a bit and really season it to taste. And then how we're going to eat it, you can eat it with chips, or we like to serve it up on romaine leaves and just kind of make like a little lettuce boat out of it. Either way, season it to taste with salt and pepper. And then I have some limes that we're going to kind of make into wedges and add for a little bit of bite and get that citrus flavor going in there. And we're going to have a fantastic dinner with fresh made ceviche. And here you have it, ceviche with romaine lettuce in a boat. Should be a great dinner. Let me know what you think. Give it a try. I'll talk to you later.